Hello everybody, welcome to Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH, and this is lesson 42, Bank Reconciliation Statement. At the end of the video, you should be able to define and explain the different terminologies used in preparing a bank reconciliation statement. And then, you are also expected to prepare a bank reconciliation statement and solve problems on bank reconciliation. Before anything else, please like, share, and subscribe to Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH and hit the notification bell button to alert you of the latest video lessons. For all of your questions, comments, and suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And for webinar and speakership invites, please send me a message at kevintroy.chua1994@gmail.com. Okay, so thank you for your utmost support to Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH, and may these videos continue to help students in their online learning and academic development, and may these videos continue to help teachers in enhancing their lesson plans and teaching methodologies. Maraming salamat po for trusting Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH as your online learning partner. Okay, so in the last lesson, we learned bank transactions. Okay, ano po ba ang cash ng isang company? Ano po ba yung maituturing po natin na cash in the balance sheet? Diba? And then, I've also introduced you sa iba't ibang mga bank accounts, and then, ano po ba ang cheque? Ano po ba ang bank statement? Okay? So, medyo nagkaroon na kayo ng idea how it really works transacting with the bank. And now, we're ready to learn bank reconciliation statement. Let's start. So, cash and bank. Always remember that cash receipts or cash collections by the company should be deposited intact altogether. Okay, it's actually a control mechanism of the company. And then, cash payments of the company should be made through checks. Hindi tayo basta-basta pwede maglabas lang ng cash. Kailangan approved lahat ng ating cash disbursements or payments, which is dapat yung payments natin is made through checks. So, pag nagbabayad tayo sa mga suppliers natin or pag nagbabayad tayo ng expenses, kailangan po talaga nakacheque para properly documented and may proper approval po tayo. That's actually a control mechanism of a company para hindi tayo na nagkakaroon ng asset misappropriation or theft of cash. So, naiiwasan po natin yung mga hindi magagandang bagay na mangyari sa ating company's cash. Okay, so, where can we get the sources of details about the entity's cash and bank? Okay, the first one is the cash and bank ledger account of the entity. So, although the company maintains their cash in a bank, syempre meron din tayong ledger T account para doon. Diba? And then, the second one is the bank statement issued by the bank. So, syempre, yung mismong bangko na kung saan natin tinatago yung or kinikip yung ating pera, binibigyan nila tayo ng details nung pera nung company dun sa bangko through a bank statement. Ngayon, wag lang po tayong malilito sa rules ng debit and credit applied in a bank and applied in the entity's ledger. So, remember, in the bank statement, increase in the entity's cash dun po sa kanilang bank account is on the credit side. Okay? So, baliktad siya. And then, kapag ka naman po decrease in the entity's cash, it's on the debit side. Yung nakasanayan naman po nating rules ng debit and credit is i-apply natin sa ledger. Any increase in cash will be recorded on the debit side and decrease in cash will be recorded in the credit side. So kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin bank statement at nagkaroon ng credit, ibig sabihin increase in cash dun sa bangko. Okay? So dun sa bank account ng company. Pero kapag naman po pinag-uusapan natin is bank statement uli, tapos debit naman, ibig sabihin nabawasan yung pera nung company dun sa bangko. But if we are talking about the ledger or yung accounting records po natin, the usual manner na alam po ninyo yung debit or credit. Increase in cash po ay debit, decrease in cash po ay credit. Okay? So, not much of the debit and credit. Let's start our bank reconciliation. Okay. So the bank reconciliation statement is prepared by an entity to reconcile the cash and bank account balance in the entity's books versus the balance as reported by the bank in the bank statement. Because of the numerous transactions that we have in the bank, and syempre, yun nga po, di ba, re-release tayong cheque, nagde-deposit tayo, tapos si bank meron palang na kino-collect na notes receivable para sa atin na hindi natin alam, and then hindi natin alam, nag-earn na pala ng interest yung cash natin sa bangko. So there are transactions that we need to reconcile. Okay? Magkano ba talaga yung pera natin sa bangko na tama na ano bang tama nating i-report? Magkano ba talaga dapat? Okay. And for an entity to properly know that balance, the entity shall prepare the bank reconciliation statement. From the word itself, it reconciles the amount that is reported in the bank statement versus the amount that is reported in the accounting records of the company. Okay, so now let's talk about the reconciling items, and unahin po natin, ano po ba yung mga reconciling items na sa bangko po nakakonekta. Okay, the first one is what we call deposits in transit. Cash that has been received by an entity and was recorded in the cash and bank account balance as a deposit. However, this deposit has been sent to the bank, is not yet processed and posted by the bank, thus not reflecting in the bank statement. So, kumbaga po, sa accounting records ng company, na-record na natin yon sa T-account ng cash in bank na, eto, nag-deposit na tayo sa bangko ha. Pero, pag tinignan natin yung bank statement, hindi pa nagre-reflect kasi hindi pa siya na-proseso at hindi pa siya na-post. Usually, madalas pong mangyari yung mga deposit in transit pag patapos na yung cut-off ng buwan. Okay? So, usually, pag patapos na yung buwan, dyan nangyayari yung mga deposit in transit. Na-record na sa accounting records na meron tayong dineposit sa bangko na ganitong amount, pero sa bank statement, di pa nagre-reflect. Okay? So, syempre, ang magiging adjustment po natin sa bank balance po natin is padagdag. Kasi nga, hindi pa nagre-reflect sa bangko, dapat nag-reflect na. So, idagdag mo. Okay? The second reconciling item that we need to consider is what we call outstanding checks. Checks that the company had issued and was recorded as a credit entry in the entity's cash and bank account. However, these checks were not yet presented for payment and has not yet cleared from the bank account from which it is drawn. Ibig sabihin, sabi nga po sa inyo, di ba, pag nagbabayad ang company ng expenses or pag nagbabayad sila usually sa suppliers, naka-cheque. Yun nga lang, ang nangyayari, so pag nirelease na kasi yung cheque, automatically sa company, debit expenses or debit purchases, credit, cash in bank na yun mababawasan na talaga yung records mo sa accounting records nung cash in bank mo. Pero, yung pinagbayaran mo ng cheque, baka hindi pa nila nakiklear yun sa bangko or the check was not yet presented for payment. So, basically, when the check is not yet presented for payment by the one who holds it, hindi pa mababawasan talaga yung bank account mo nung binayad mo dun sa supplier mo or dun sa pinagbayaran mo ng expense. Okay? So, the check is outstanding. Hindi pa talaga siya naibabawa sa account mo sa bangko. So, in order for you to reconcile it properly, then it should be deducted in the bank balance. Okay? And then, although it seldom happens, pero there might be chances that there are bank errors. Like, erroneous debits and credits by the bank in the entity's account. So, it's either you add it or subtract it depending on the situation. Kung yung bangko erroneously nabawasan ka, edi dagdag mo. If the bangko erroneously nadagdagan ka, di bawasan mo. Ganun lang. Okay? So, however, bank errors seldomly happen kasi syempre, banks have their own mechanism and control procedures na maiwasan yung ganyang bank errors. Okay? Now, let's talk about the reconciling items that's available in the ledger. Ano naman po yung kailangan nating i-adjust para po sa accounting records natin? Ang ledger reconciling items po natin ay mga, parang ganito naman siya. Nangyari na sa bangko at nasa bank statement na, hindi pa alam ng company. hanggat hindi nila makuha yung bank statement or any notification from the bank na nangyari yon. Okay? So, basically, ledger reconciling items are, ang kailangan mo namang i-update yung accounting records mo kasi nangyari na sa bangko, hindi pa alam ni company or hindi pa sila notified. Okay? So, the first one are all of our credit memos. Items credited by the bank to the bank account of the entity, not yet recorded by the firm in their books. Ito daw po ay naidagdag na sa kanilang bank account pero hindi pa alam ng company. So, syempre, yung records natin hindi pa updated ng positive amounts or ng padagdag sa ledger ng company. These include notes receivable collected by the bank in behalf of the company. So, si bangko yung tumanggap para sa company, tas dinerecho na doon. Okay? Dinerecho na doon sa bank account nila. Or, syempre, di ba po, pag yung pera ay nasa bangko, nag-earn po ng interest. So, syempre, interest earned by the company in putting their cash in the bank. So, hindi po natin malalaman yung amount ng interest hanggat hindi titignan ng company yung bank statement kung magkano yung pumasok na interest. Okay? So, credit memos are being added as a reconciling item to the cash account. Debit memos naman po are items charged against the company's bank account not yet recorded in the company's ledger. These includes NSF checks, which are checks deposited but were returned by the bank because the source account has insufficient balance. Pag sinabi naman pong NSF check, si company naman po or tayo naman po as an entity, yung naka-receive ng cheque, tayo naman yung binayaran through check. Kaso ang nangyari, nung i-check deposit na, biglang ni-return ng bangko kasi yung panggagalingan or source account po nung nagbayad sa inyo ng cheque, kulang na yung pera. Opo, drawn against insufficient funds. Insufficient funds na po yung pagkukuhanan nung pera para ma-encash or maibigay na yung, hindi naman ma-encash, pero para ma-check deposit mo na at mapasayo na talaga yung amount na binayad sa yung cheque. Kaso nga, insufficient yung amount nung NSA nung cheque na binayad sa'yo nung nagbayad sa'yo. So, wala, di ba? Babalik talaga yon. Magiging receivable mo pa yon. So, later natin pag-uusapan bakit magiging receivable. And then, syempre, debit memos also include yung kinakaltas po sa atin ng bangko as bank service charges. Hindi rin po natin malalaman yung naging service charge sa atin hanggat hindi natin nakikita yung bank statement. So, all debit memos are being deducted. Okay, and then we also have some book errors. So, ito po talaga minsan hindi maiiwasan sa accounting department na nagkakaroon po ng book error. So, ganun din po. If there are erroneous debits and credits of cash in the entity's ledger, pagka po binawasan, didagdagan mo. Kapag po nadagdagan ka, bawasan mo. Ganun lang. Okay? So, I think we're ready to prepare a bank reconciliation statement. Let me now show you the formula in order for us to prepare a bank reconciliation statement. Okay, the first method that we need to discuss is the adjusted balance method. Pag adjusted balance method po, makakarating tayo sa true, very, very true amount na ng cash ng company sa bangko. Ito po yung talagang, pag sinabing bank reconciliation statement, talagang reconciled yung amount. Oo, kasi magtatagpo sila kung magkano ba talaga yung katotohanan. Ganun siya. Okay, so on the left side, we have here is the bank balance. Makikita nyo po yan sa bank statement. I-add po natin lahat ng deposit and transit and then i-deduct po natin lahat ng outstanding check. And in any case po na merong bank error, so depende po sa error kung idadagdag natin or ibabawas natin at yan po yung ating adjusted balance. On the right side naman po, we start with the ledger balance. Ibig sabihin kung magkano po yung balance ng ating T account or ng ating ledger na cash in bank account. Okay? Magkano po yung pera natin sa bangko na sinasabi ng ating accounting records. Ang adjustments po natin is notes collected by the bank and interest earned. Yan po yung mga credit memos. And then NSF checks and service charges, ibabawas po natin. Yan po yung mga debit memos. And then, in any case po na merong error, so ganun nga rin po, depende kung idadagdag mo or ibabawas mo. And then, yun din po yung adjusted balance. So, ang expectation natin, yung adjusted balance, syempre dahil bank reconciliation to, dapat reconciled siya. Now, the other method that the company can use is the bank-to-book method. Pagka naman po bank-to-book method, we start with the bank balance na sinabi sa bank statement, pero mauuwi tayo sa kung magkano yung sinasabi ng accounting records na pera natin sa bangko. So, ganito po siya. Bank balance in the bank statement, and then diretso lang po like how we used to add deposit and transit minus outstanding check. Tapos add or minus po natin yung bank error. Pero pagdating na po sa ating book reconciling items, pabaliktad na po tayo. Minus collections by the bank, yung notes collection, minus interest earned, pero padagdag na po yung service charge at saka NSF check. And then ganun din po yung book error, pero pabaliktad na siya ha. So kasi 'di ba, sa adjusted balance method, pag book error, pag nadagdagan ka erroneously, ibabawas mo. Pagka naman nabawasan ka erroneously, idadagdag mo. Dito, yung binabanggit nating book error dito, pabaliktad uli yung gagawin yung analysis. Kasi nga, binaliktad natin lahat here eh. Okay? So, ito, kung ano man yung effect dito, babaliktarin mo uli. Parang ganon. Okay? Para maka-arrive ka po sa ating ledger balance. So, syempre, alam nyo na yung pangatlo. Okay? Book to bank method naman. Galing po sa ledger balance, mauuwi tayo sa balance per bank statement. So, ledger balance, and then the usual thing, how we do it sa book reconciling items, add po natin yung collections by the bank, add po natin yung interest earned, minus NSF checks, minus service charges, and add or minus any book error. Then, babalik rin na po natin yung ating bank reconciling items. Pabawas na po si deposit and transit, and pa-add na po si outstanding check, and your analysis for your bank error para po mauwi tayo sa bank statement balance. Okay? So, for you to properly understand all of these formulas that we are presenting here, let's now discuss some problems. Let's work on problem number 1. Okay. Sunny Company maintains cash in SNSD Bank. The following information was made available for the month of May 2020. Charan! Prepare a bank reconciliation statement using the 3 methods. Okay. So, prepare na natin. Yan. Okay. Ito po yung ating mga reconciling items at i-discuss po natin siya one by one. The first method po natin is the adjusted balance method. And the answer for the problem is this one. Okay. Discuss natin isa-isa. The bank statement at the end of the month shows 10,000. So, ang ating bank statement balance is 10,000. Deposits not yet reflected in the bank statement is 84,000. Since hindi pa daw po nagre-reflect yung mga deposit na to sa bank statement, deposit in transit po yun. So, add po natin yung 84,000. Checks issued but not yet encashed, but the holders that are already checks issued but not yet encashed, but the holders that are already recorded as a credit to the cash in bank, 65,000. Parang may mali po ako grammatically, sorry po. Ibig sabihin lang po nito is checks po na na-issue pero hindi pa po siya napapa-encash or nape-present ng holder sa bangko para makuha na nila, or hindi pa po napapa-check deposit at hindi pa po nababawasan yung company sa kanilang account, 65,000. So, outstanding check po yun. Sorry po sa grammatical error. Okay? And then, the bank made an error of debiting the account of Sunny Company, which was actually a debit for Somi Company, 4,000. Remember, kapag ka po bangko ang nag-debit, pabawas po yun. Kasi baliktad po tayo ng rules ng debit and credit pag sa bank statement, di ba? So, ibig sabihin po, dapat daw po yung 4,000 ay ide-debit ng bangko kay Somi Company. Ang nangyari, na debit niya kay Sunny Company. So, erroneously, nabawasan si Sunny Company ng 4,000. So, ang gagawin po natin, idadagdag po natin yung bank error para maitama po yung ating bank statement balance. Perform the calculations and your adjusted cash and bank balance is 33,000. Okay. Next po. The ledger shows a cash in bank balance of 12,000. So, ledger balance po, 12,000. Notes receivable collected by the bank for Sunny is 16,000. So, add po natin yung na-receive na note on behalf of the company. And then, interest earned by Sunny from keeping their cash at SNSD Bank is 5,000. So, add po natin yung na-earn na interest na naka-reflect po sa bank statement, 5,000. SNSD Bank charge Sunny 1,000 peso service charges. So, yung service charge po, babawas na natin, 1,000. Then, Sunny received a check from Gian Company amounting to 7,000 but it was drawn against insufficient funds. So, si Gian Company daw po nagbayad kay Sunny ng cheque worth 7,000. When Sunny will be presenting it for payment, it was drawn against insufficient funds. Wala silang napala. Okay? So, ibabawas po natin siya as NSF check, 7,000. And then, there was a bank-related transaction that erroneously credited the ledger balance of cash in bank account amounting to 8,000. So, ang nangyari naman po, nagkaroon ng konting error sa accounting department, nabawasan po yung ating ledger balance ng cash in bank na account na 8,000. So, since nabawasan, idadagdag po natin 8,000. And we are reconciled. The adjusted cash in bank balance is 33,000. Ngayon po, dahil kaya po tayo nagkakaroon ng bank reconciliation statement para maitama po natin yung amount ng cash natin na ire-report sa statement of financial position. At dahil kailangan po nating ayusin, magkakaroon po tayo ng adjusting entries. Ang ating pong guidance sa adjusting entries ay manggagaling lang din po sa ating bank reconciliation statement. Okay, we don't need to do an adjusting entry for deposit in transit because the source for the information of your deposit in transit is actually the ledger, because you don't know that you have a deposit in transit unless you look into the bank statement, 'di ba? Dineposit ko, hindi nag-reflect sa bank statement. Parang ang dating sa side natin, okay naman na si company kasi na-record ko na as deposit Same with outstanding check. Nagbayad na ako sa suppliers or nagbayad na ako ng expenses nirelease ko na yung check Sila yung hindi pa uma-action para ipa-encash o i-present yun for payment. Okay? So, deposit in transit, outstanding check, tsaka bank error, wala tayong usapan dyan sa company. Ang ginagawan po natin ng adjusting entries is yung mga activities ng bangko na hindi pa natin alam. Yun po yung i-record natin. Okay, so the first one is ito pong ito na, present ko na lahat. Ayan. Okay. So, notes collected by the bank, 16,000. So, yung ledger po natin, ide-debit po natin sa cash and bank for 16,000. And since this is a note collection of a note receivable, tatanggalin na po natin sa note receivable for a credit to 16,000. Yung interest na na-earn po nating 5,000, nakadagdag po sa cash in bank yan, i-update na din natin si ledger. Debit cash in bank for 5,000, credit interest revenue for 5,000. And then, yung bank service charge po natin, siningil tayo, yun nga lang, di po natin malalaman to hanggat hindi natin nakikita yung bank statement. So, debit bank service charges, 1,000, bawas po natin sa cash in bank for 1,000. Yung NSF check po ay dati pong, ano po kasi yan, ang storya kasi ng NSF check, kasi naka-receive na talaga tayo ng payment ng cheque So, initially, we really debited it already to cash. Okay? And then, credit any account na related po, na applicable doon. Yun nga lang po kasi, yun nga po, nung ipe-present na siya for payment or i-check deposit na po nung company, ang nangyari po kasi is hindi pa pala bibigay talaga sa iyo yung 7,000 or hindi pa po talaga makikredit sa account mo yung 7,000 nung bangko. Kasi yung pagkukuhanan po ng 7,000 na nagbayad sa iyo, kulang na yung pera niya sa bangko. Okay? So, since hindi pa po siya madederecho sa iyo as cash, de-debit po natin siya muna temporarily as accounts receivable. Okay? Credit, cash, and bank. Tapos, baliktarin nyo lang po yung entering to pag na-receive na yung 7,000. Ganun lang. Okay? And then, yung book error po natin na 8,000, so idadagdag po natin yan kasi we were erroneously deducted by this amount by accounting, di ba? So, debit po natin cash and bank 8,000, credit po natin kung anong account po yung applicable dun sa naging error na yon. So, ang ginamit ko na lang po for the meantime, for presentation purposes, is miscellaneous account. Pero dapat po kung ano po talaga yung related account, depende sa storya ng pangyayari, yun po ang i-credit natin. Awesome. Okay, so doon naman po tayo sa bank to book method. Pag bank to book method naman po, as you can see, we start with your bank statement balance and we add deposit and transit, outstanding check, and your error. Pero yung analysis nyo na po on the book reconciling items, pabaliktad na po para mauwi ka po sa ledger balance. Okay? So from the bank statement balance of 10,000, we arrived at the ledger balance of 12,000. Doon naman po sa ating book to bank method, we start naman po with your ledger balance. Susundin nyo lang po yung reconciling items nyo sa notes collection, sa interest earned, bank service charges, NSF check, and book error. Pero pabaliktad na po yung analysis nyo for deposit and transit, outstanding check, and bank error. And you will arrive at your bank statement balance. So, depende na po sa company kung saan po sila mas sanay na method. Pero ako po personally, mas gusto ko yung adjusted balance method kasi sa adjusted balance method, kita mo na po agad yung talagang true amount of cash in bank ng isang company. Pero may mga purposes po kasi yung bank to book tsaka book to bank. So, depende po kasi sa gustong confirmation ng company sa pagpe-prepare nila ng bank reconciliation statement. So, it really depends on the company kung ano po yung method na kanilang gagamitin. Awesome! Okay. So, let's have now problem 2. Sa problem 2 naman po, credits po sa Intermediate Accounting 1 2019 edition. I got that problem there. Thank you to Sir Conrado Valix, Jose Peralta, and Christian Aris Valix. Okay. So, ang ituturo ko naman po sa inyo, paano po mag-prepare ng bank reconciliation statement na ang given lang sa inyo ay yung mismong bank statement at yung ledger ng company at wala nang istoryang nakalagay. Okay? Kasi nasasanay kayo na given sa inyo in paragraph form yung problem. Ang gagawin nyo naman po kasi talaga pag nagtatrabaho na kayo as accountants, ito ang bank account ng kumpanya at ito ang accounting records ng kumpanya. Ulitin ko, ito ang bank statement na binigay ng bangko sa kumpanya at ito ang accounting records ng kumpanya. Paano nyo gagawa ng bank reconciliation yon kung nasanay kayo sa school na naka-paragraph form lang yung inyong problem, hindi naman po ganun sa trabaho. 'Di ba? Documents po tayo sa trabaho. Anong gagawin natin? Okay? So, I will teach you now how to properly prepare a bank reconciliation statement na ang tinitignan po natin ay documents na walang storyang nakalagay. Okay? So, ganito po yon. Balikan po natin yung formula ng bank reconciliation. Again, we start with your balance per bank statement and then add po natin yung deposit and transit and minus outstanding check to get your adjusted balance. And then on the book side, balance per books or per ledger, credit memos, add po natin, deduct po natin si debit memos and your adjusted balance. Hindi po muna ako naglagay ng errors para mas simple po yung discussion. Okay. Let's start with balance per bank statement. Nasaan po ang bank statement? Ito po yung bank statement. Sabi ng bangko, ito daw ang naging storya ng pera mo sa bangko namin. Ganon. Okay. Now, December 31, sabi ng bangko, ang balanse ng pera mo sa amin ay 108,000. Ano yun? Yun na yun. Okay? Yung 108,000 na yun, yun ang iyong balance per bank statement. Okay. Paano natin malalaman yung mga deposit in transit? Ia-apply natin ngayon yung concept. Okay? Ang sabi sa deposit in transit, naka-record na sa accounting records natin na nagkaroon na tayo ng deposit. Pero, pag tinignan mo yung deposits dito sa bank statement, hindi pa daw nagre-reflect. So, i-check natin lahat ng deposits dito versus lahat ng deposits dito sa bank statement. Okay? Let's start. December 1 deposit na 100,000. Tingnan natin kung merong 100,000 doon sa bank statement. Meron. So, hindi po yan deposit in transit kasi nag-reflect Okay? Next, December 21 deposit na 50,000. Meron pong December 27 na 50,000. Ayos na deposit din. December 27 deposit na 10,000. Meron din po tayong deposit na 10,000. Tapos, December 31 deposit na 80,000. May nakikita ka pa po bang deposit na 80,000? Parang wala na. Ano nga po uli ang concept ng deposit in transit? Recorded in the company records as a deposit but is not yet reflecting in the bank statement. Automatically, your 80,000 is your deposit in transit. Okay. How about outstanding check naman po? Ang outstanding check naman po, ang nasa accounting records po natin is na-issue na natin yung cheque. So, ito po yan. Check 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107. Pero, hindi pa daw po nababawasan yung cash ng company kasi baka hindi pa pine-present yung check for payment. So, ang gagawin po natin, i-compare naman po natin lahat ng cheque na in-issue ng company versus lahat ng cheque na naibawas na sa kanilang bank account. Check po natin. Check 101, meron na 5,000. Nabawas na. Check 103, nando na din 40,000. Check 104, nando na din 10,000. Check 106, nando na din 25,000. Yan lang yung na-encash na cheque or na-present for payment. 'Di ba? Nung mga may hawak nung cheque. Anong mangyayari dito sa check 102, 105, and 107? Yan po yung tinatawag nating outstanding check. Hindi pa na-present for payment. Okay? So, yan na po yun. Total is 95,000. Okay? So, the balance per bank statement is 108,000. Your deposit in transit is 80,000. Less your outstanding check of 95,000. Your adjusted balance per bank statement is 93,000. Paano naman po kunin yung balance per book? Dito, sanay na kayo. Kasi balance per book, accounting records lang yan. So, total debits minus total credits, kunin nyo lang po, 65,000. Yun. Okay? Next, add po natin yung credit memos. Saan po natin malalaman yung credit memos na yan? Yung credit memo, syempre makikita nyo sa bank statement. Ayun may CM na nakalagay. Ano kaya tong CM na tong 30,000? Probably, it's either interest or it can also be yung notes receivable na kinolekta ni bangko in behalf of the company, which is diniretso ng credit sa company bank account. Okay? So, credit memo of 30,000, add po natin as a reconciling item. Tapos, meron pong debit memo naman. May nakalagay dito, SCDM. Ibig sabihin, debit memo na dahil sa service charges. So, chinarge daw po tayo ng company ng 2,000 pesos. So, debit memo po is 2,000. Our adjusted balance is 93,000. Okay, so ganyan po ang gagawin nyo ha. Kasi po, syempre, pag nagtatrabaho na po kayo as accountant, hindi naman po naka-paragraph form yung ating pong pagpe-prepare ng bank reconciliation statement. So, dapat po matutunan nyo kung paano po mag-compare ng bank statement versus ng accounting records. Okay? So, I hope you understand how to prepare po yung ating bank reconciliation using documents. Yan. Sana na-appreciate nyo to ng mainam. Okay, I hope you understand the lesson for today, and our next lesson is basic taxation principles. Okay, so, sa-start na po tayo sa pinakahuling lesson na covered ng fundamentals of accountancy, business, and management part 2. Okay? So again, please like, share, and subscribe to Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH and hit the notification bell button to alert you of the latest video lessons. For all of your questions, comments, and suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And any message you want to say to me, then email me, kevintroy.chua1994@gmail.com. This has been Sir Chua's Accounting Lessons PH. To God be all the glory, honor, and praise. Thank you and have a great day. Sarangeo.